you're anxious at all, just give yourself extra time.
Get ready for the rush. It's one of the busiest travel days of the year.
Some scattered showers are expected for your Tuesday evening with partly cloudy skies, and it looks like it may be a wet Christmas Eve.
And a first-of-its-kind diet pill will hit the market soon. We're showing you what experts say you can expect. Good evening and thanks for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Caitlin Galloway. Mark Hanrahan is off tonight. We'll start off tonight to take a minute to check the weather now as Christmas Day is fast approaching. Regan Gallo joins us live from the Outdoor Weather Center with a look at what we can expect from the temperatures. Hey, Regan.
Hey, Caitlin. Yeah, so I'm outside at our Outdoor Weather Center on the South Hill, and just like an hour ago, just some very small raindrops is what I'm seeing. So earlier it was very dark gray skies, which is kind of going to be our theme for the next couple of days, and on and off rain, occasional rain. So I'm waiting to see if this rain for tonight gets heavier throughout this evening, and that's what I would expect, just on and off throughout the next 2 or 3 days. 37 degrees outside. It was 37 at 4 p.m. So we haven't gotten colder just yet this Tuesday afternoon into our evening, but the high 30s to mid 40s is what we should expect for most of the region for our Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We have some mountain snow showers expected, a wet Christmas and Christmas Eve, and again that light rain tonight. Let's see, for our broader region, I just want to see those temperatures in other areas. 38 in Lewiston, a little bit warmer, 45 in Pomeroy, and 36 in Colville. So that's where we're sitting. So we are cooling down from that atmospheric river, and we may see those scattered showers off and on through the next couple days.
Thank you, Regan. Well, we're in the thick of travel season this week. Many people will be heading off to see family and friends for the holidays over the next few days. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy breaks down what travelers need to know ahead of their trips.
Staff at the Spokane Airport tell me they're expecting to serve more than 300,000 passengers this holiday season. I managed to speak to a few people traveling today, and they tell me the safest and easiest way to have a successful trip is to make sure you pack your patience. Cars are dropping off and picking up left and right at the Spokane Airport on Tuesday. For Brianna Crawford and her partner Corey, they're getting ready to head to Cancun for Christmas.
We like to be where it's really warm, and just started our own tradition. We've been together for 10 years, so that's what we decided to do.
It's a tradition Crawford says they come prepared for every time they fly, and staff at the Spokane Airport advise to do the same. They say travelers should arrive 2 hours before their flights are set to take off. They advise you not wrap any holiday gifts in carry-ons or checked bags, as they could be searched by TSA. And if possible, they encourage folks to avoid the daily peak travel time at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Nationwide, AAA is expecting roughly 8 million travelers to take domestic flights, and roughly 122 million Americans are predicted to travel at least 50 miles from home. These numbers are a 2% increase from 2024. In Crawford's case, she says she gave up not checking a bag years ago and hasn't looked back.
We only have a backpack because we have to stay night in Arizona tonight. But we check our bag, and just it makes it so much easier.
As folks get ready to embark on a trip for the holidays, Crawford says the best way to have a good trip is to start it with a positive attitude.
If you're anxious at all, just give yourself extra time and just be friendly. That's the only thing you could do to get through the holidays.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Thanks, Connor. Well, 2 Idaho State Patrol dispatchers have been recognized for their critical role in finding a kidnapping victim. Last June, Idaho State Police Regional Communications Officers Thomas Conrad and Jamie Lynn Roop were able to track down a woman being held against her will in Lewis County. The information they passed on ultimately led officers to the suspect and victim at a home in Kamia. The SWAT team was dispatched and the woman was able to escape danger. The suspect was taken into custody and charged with kidnapping. For their exceptional professionalism, the 2 officers were presented with Distinguished Achievement Awards. And Shoshone County has a new undersheriff. Late last week, Sheriff Willie Eddy announced the hiring of Travis Skinner as the county's new undersheriff, according to our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press. Skinner, who lives in Mullen, brings more than 20 years of law enforcement experience, most recently with the Unified Police Department of Greater Salt Lake in Utah. Skinner will be sworn in as Shoshone County Undersheriff January 2nd. Well, Idaho Representative Wendy Horman announced she is stepping down to join the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Horman served in a major role at the State House as co-chair of Idaho's Budgeting Committee. She was set to tackle big debates on the state's spending and revenue. Her departure is now raising questions about Idaho's budget challenges moving forward. And you should know that starting on the first of the year, several background check fees in Idaho will see a price increase. The cost for statewide fingerprint-based criminal background checks will rise from $20 to $25. National background checks will increase to $37 for initial concealed weapons license applicants and employment screening. And in Washington state, at the start of the new year, you'll pay a brand new tax when you buy precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, rhodium, and palladium will all be taxed, by the state. That includes coins made of precious metals as well. Precious metals had been exempted by the state, but now face the addition of close to 10% in sales tax for each purchase. And new today, Tacoma investigators have located and impounded a vehicle of interest believed to be involved in a fatal crash that killed a state trooper. But detectives say they still need help finding a second vehicle involved in that hit-and-run case that resulted in her death. Trooper Tara Marissa Guting was hit by 2 different cars last week and killed. Investigators say a dark-colored pickup truck struck the trooper after she was lying motionless in the roadway and then kept driving south without stopping.
We put out dozens of bulletins, and most of those cases, I think all but one of those cases, we solved. She's gone out and handled 1,000 of these crashes, right? And unfortunately, this time she didn't get to go home. And we need to solve this crime.
Tacoma Pierce County Crime Stoppers say the tips are anonymous and even small details can bring someone to justice. As more people gather for the holidays, troopers are asking drivers to slow down and remember first responders simply working to protect the roads. WSP says it's too early to know if Guting's funeral service will take place during the holidays or in the new year. Well, national news is just ahead tonight at 5. We've got the very latest on the thousands of additional pages of the Epstein files released overnight and what they show. And then a little later, a new weight loss medicine is coming your way after the FDA approved a first of its kind pill.